Hello everyone. Today we are going to do quick revision on globalization. What is globalization? Globalization refers to the integration of the domestic economy with the economies of the world. An MNC is a company that owns and controls production in more than one nation. They have production all over the worldwide. What is World Trade Organization? World Trade Organization is an organization whose aim is to liberalize international trade. Started at the initiative of the developed countries, WTO established rules regarding international trade and sees these rules are obeyed. The main aim of World Trade Organization is to see that whatever the rules and regulations levied by them has been obeyed internationally. Tax on import is an example of trade barriers. It is called a barrier because some restriction has been set up. The government can use trade barriers to increase or decrease foreign trade and to decide what kind of goods and how much of each should come into the country. Trade barriers is an effective measures in order to control import from another country. Removing barriers or restrictions set up by the government is what is known as liberalization. Now, what are the advantages of foreign trade? Foreign trade has facilitated the travel of goods from one market to another. It provides a choice of goods to the buyers. Producers of different countries have to compete in different market. The prices of similar goods in two markets in two different countries become almost equal. Now, what is SEZ or special economic zones? The special economic zones are industrial zone being set up by the central and state government in different parts of the country. SEZ are to have world class facilities such as electricity, water, road, transport, storage, recreational and educational facilities. Companies who set up production units in SEZ are exempted from taxes for initial period of 5 years. SEZ thus help to attract foreign companies to invest in India. Now these are the zones which have been constructed or which have been built by the government in order to increase trade with foreign countries. Now, MNCs set up production in various countries based on the following factors. Now, why do MNC are interested in setting up the production at different countries? MNCs set up offices and factories for production in the regions where they can get cheap labor and resources. Example, countries like China, Bangladesh and India, we have very good human resources. As a result, we have cheap labor in India. Some MNC are so big that their wealth exceeds the entire budgets of some developing countries. This is the reason why they buy up the local companies to expand production. Example, Cargill Foods, an American MNC, has bought over a small Indian companies such as Parak Foods. MNC controls production by placing orders for production with the small producers in developing nation. Example, garments, footwear, sports item, etc. These products are supplied to these MNCs which then sell these under their own brand name to the customers. Now they are just putting the logos of their own company and they are selling. They are not building anything of their own. Now here are some important questions which can be asked in 3 or 5 marks. Number 1. What do you mean by globalization? What are the effects of globalization in India? Number 2. What is WTO? What are the aims of WTO? What are the drawbacks of WTO? Number 3. What is MNCs? How MNCs can spread and get control over production. Number 4. What is investment and how is foreign investment different from it? Number 5. Why are the trade barriers imposed on foreign trade and investment in the country? Number 6. Describe any 5 advantages to the customer due to globalization and greater competition among producers. Number 7. What are the factors have stimulated the globalization process? Number 8. How do liberalization policy was gradually adopted in India? Number 9. What is liberalization? Describe any 5 effects of liberalization on Indian economy. Number 10. How is, how information is encouraging the globalization. Explain in detail. Now please refer all the PDF which have been sent to you in earlier classes. Refer your textbook and refer this video in order to answer this question. These are the important questions which have been asked in last examination. So please do solve it, revise it again and again. Thank you.